Hey guys, so what I want to do today is show you how to use the gyroscope with the EV3 brick and the EV3 software. And so what I did was I created a little bot that has a little gyroscope on top. Can you see that?
Hmm.
And the gyroscope, it detects this motion. Anytime that there's a turn, the gyroscope records it and it sends it to the brain or to the brick so that it can process it and act accordingly. So what I'm to do, and this is a real basic bot, all we have here is we have two motors, the large motors, and each one has a wheel on it. And then we have a caster wheel in the back, just a simple point to pivot on. And that basically is all this is, because all we're trying to do is explore and learn about the gyroscope and how it works. And so first we'll show you the software, and then I'll show you how the bot actually works. So this is a simple test program. Did it focus in? Cool. So this is a simple test program. Go ahead and scoot in. So what we have first is a little timeout, and then the first thing we do is reset the gyro. And that's so that it resets to 0. Okay, and it comes down here, and then what we do is we start a loop, and we set the left motor to power 33, and the right motor to negative 33, so that it turns exactly on a dime. So instead of turning like a car where they turn like this is just going to turn perfectly like that. And we do what we're shooting for is 90 degrees. So we're trying to shoot for this. But what we do is we go sum, and then we come into this loop. And we slow down the power. So now we're only using 4 and negative 4. So we turn, and then we turn real slow. And we do that until it gets almost to 90 degrees. And then we jump out of that loop, and we set both motors to 0. And we do that because there's a little bit of momentum in the motors, and it takes just a second for them to slow down and stop. And then at the end, we do a Tyrannosaurus Rex roar, so that you know that the test is complete. And it says here, say it like you mean it. So the description of this software program is we rotate the device 90 degrees using the gyroscope measurement. Now this is not perfect, but the gyro is very, very accurate, and especially at low speeds. So we slow down just before the end to fine-tune the turn to exactly 90 degrees. And of course, the first thing we have to do, though, at the beginning of the program is we reset the gyroscope to 0. So this is called Rotate 90, and this is in our project called Part2G.ev3. And I'm going to pause, and then we'll come back to show you the program in action. You ready? Okay. Okay, so this is the Rotate 90 program in the project called Part2G.ev3. And what we're going to do is we wrote a software program to rotate this robot 90 degrees, but it's not based on measurements from the wheels. It doesn't care how much one rotated, or for how long, or for how many degrees or time or anything. It's only using this gyroscope, and the gyroscope is telling us how far it has rotated. And then that sends information to the brain, or what they call the brick in the EV3 world. And the brick is tracking how far things have moved, how far it has moved. And then it's controlling the motors. So it either rotates more or less, or it stops. So let's see how this works in. So it'll reset to 0 degrees, and then it will try to rotate 90 degrees. So here we go. So in that time, it rotated 91 degrees, which is pretty good. So let's do it again. Yeah, stop moving. That's kind of... Okay, so here we go. Let's try it again. And that was exactly 90 degrees. And let's try it 2 more times. Once more. And that was exactly 90 degrees. And we'll try it 1 more time. And that was exactly 90 degrees. So if you can come over here for a second, Evie. So I'll show you how we can tell how far the thing, if you can get a focus on this little 90 right there. Yeah, perfect. So, okay, and then zoom back out. Or, yeah, pull back out. And then focus on this. And what I'm going to, okay, so go ahead and go further out. So what that 90 is, and I'll show you. So we're going to move this robot backwards like that, and that's about 45 degrees. And now look back at this measurement. If you can pull back in here and read that one. Can you? And it'll have to focus, but give it a second, you'll see. That's right. So that says 48 or 46?
48.
48. So that is measuring, and actually what I'm going to, so go ahead and focus back on this. Just give it a second, it'll zoom.
It's zoomed in.
Okay, and so what I'm going to do is rotate this thing like this. And Avalon, if you can stay focused on that 48, I'll show you what happens as we rotate this robot.
Oh,
Okay.
now it's 47.
47, okay, so what I'm going to do now is try and move it back to about 0. Or to 90, I'm sorry. Cool, 92. And now what I'm going to do is rotate it back opposite.
That's cool.
And it measures, so it's back to 5. That's pretty accurate. We'll go back a little bit more. Okay? So Abby, you can come back to this, please. And so all that I'm doing is this. All I'm doing is turning this. But the gyroscope, it measures the angle of turn. And so if we go 90, so 180, 270, if we go all the way around from a circle, that's 360 degrees. And that's what the software, that's what the gyroscope measures. And then the software, it understands and it makes decisions based on that. So I just wanted to show you guys that little, I'm learning how to use the gyroscope, and actually I'm learning how to use the EV3 because this is all new to me, but it's very cool. And the robot, it gets information from the gyro, and it puts information out to the motors to make them turn. So anyways, I'll do more YouTubes, but wanted to show you guys what I'm learning about the gyroscope. So thanks for tuning in. Hey YouTube, how's it going? Just want to say be sure and like and subscribe. All right, thank you. And thanks Evie and Elsa.